Hello everyone, this is Lolly, and I'm sharing a project today on how I'm using this paper pumpkin kit for November. And it's from Stampin' Up, and it's a monthly subscription kit. I will give you the video link underneath for the kit opening and explains how the kit subscription works. And so this month, November, was a set of 10 of 10 of these stockings, and you have to turn them inside out, and then you fold the cuff over. Okay, so, and then it gives this really cute little stocking, and they give you the paper embellishments and some ink and stamps. And so I'll just move this out of the way and show you how I did the project. Okay, so on these, now they're not all going to be exactly the same, but when you turn them right side out, if you've never sewn before and turned things right side out, you know they don't always look pretty right away. So I get my fingers in there and I really gently push against all the seams, and these are serged, meaning the edges are completely whipped around in the sewing so that they don't become unraveled, which is nice. Get my fingers in there and I kind of push at the seam to really poke it all the way out. And even when you do that, it kind of looks a little funny, and there's bumps and there's crevices. And so what I do is I do want to iron it, but let me grab a needle here. So what you can do when you're ironing it is to put the needle right in the seam and pull outward like this as you iron, and that makes sure that all of the fabric is as pulled out as it can when you're ironing it, and then you'll have a nice smooth edges there instead of really choppy. Okay, I hope that explains that. Alrighty, and then in the kit they give you these and little papers, which you can see like this, where you just punch out the tags, and they give you plenty of the white tags. So there was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so they give you 20 of those for 10 stockings, and they give you the reds to go behind them, and they give you the little leaves, and they give you also plain ones as well, plain white, and they give you little double-sided stickers. This one here is what I got from the Silhouette Design Store, and I printed and cut those out so that I use the print and cut. So some of those I've used those for. They also give you stamps, and this Joy is one of the stamps. And I have, I did that one. Let me show you these two as well. I did this one. Let It Snow is one of the stamps that came with it. This ink spot came with it. It's a denim color, but it's pretty if you're doing snow words. And this Joy here is also a Stampin' Up ink. It's called Cherry Cobbler. So I have the Let It Snow, and I have a Santa here, and I have this Joy one here, like that. I made them all different because I want them to look different around the table. And I also glued a little rhinestone across there. Now this one I had fun with because I have this loop braid, and I used Fabri-Tac and glued that on there, and I loved it so much that I pulled this out of my stash to put on the next one. I just think it's so adorable. Now the problem was this one, I only had it in navy, and I didn't want navy. So I took a black ink pad, and I stamped it up really well to make it black, and I let it set, and then I ironed it to heat set that ink in there. So I'm going to glue that on this one, and I'm not going to worry too much about ironing right now. I can iron it later as well. So I want mine to, the stocking to go this way because I think it'll look good around the plate as opposed to going this way. So this will be my back, and I want to glue this, and I'm trying to see how far up I want that to go. So I'm going to use Fabri-Tac and make sure that in doing so, I'm not actually gluing the cuff to the stocking. Wait, did I get that right? Yeah, I want to make sure I got the black side up because I didn't actually ink the other side of this, so the other side is still blue. And you probably can't tell on the camera, but I can tell. I'll just go around here. And I'm just going to hold that for a minute. Oh, I really love it. It's so cute. Okay. Fabri-Tac sets up pretty quickly, and one thing I've done before is if I really wanted to leave it alone, I could do this on the bottle and let it dry more. Okay, so I'm going to take one of these, and you notice that sometimes when I layered the papers, I put them exactly centered. Sometimes I offset them, so it's whatever you want to do. And on these, you could decorate these how you want. You see, this one I put a bow on there instead of decorating this. And there is, if I can find it, this that came with it. Or if you have some of these kind of clips, you can, these old binder clips, you can use those as well. But I'm going to cut off a section of this. It's kind of a jute. And I'm going to put it right through that hole right there, and tie it in a bow. It gets a little fiddly, and I usually put it on my lap, but since I can't do that on camera, I'll try and do it here. And when I do it, I try to get the first tie. If you notice, there's little notches where the wire comes through. I try to get that into that right there, so it won't slide up and down on the little wood. A little bit off, and then all you have to do is just clip this to the top of the cuff here. The beauty of that is, of course, you could make it permanent, but I think the beauty of that is you could change these out through the year. You know, you could change them out next year to be something else. But also, you know, if these are gifted to people, they could take this off and then use this for something else. So there's the 4 that I have done so far. And I wanted to give you a sneak peek of how it was going. And I love this kit. It is so fun. And I think my favorite ones are the ones with the loop braid on them. And you can see the difference in having the tiny cuff versus a wider cuff. So it's however you want it. And this is not glued in place. I can always shorten this cuff if I wish. So again, it's up to you. And I hope you have fun with it. I hope you were able to get one of these. If not, try to subscribe, because although most of the time it's paper projects, I was just delighted to see this fabric and paper project this year. Love it, and I'm very happy with it. Make sure you check the links out. I'll also give you a link on how to subscribe to future paper pumpkin kits. They are $19.95 shipped. You can cancel at any time, and I know that every other month is matching cards and envelopes in the kit.